and I'm not trying to cause a kerfuffle,
Joe.
Caitlin Clark is a hell of a lot better than Angel Reese.
Did y'all see Angel Reese on Wildin' Out?
Mm-hmm. I've seen Angel Reese wildin' out. I don't know if I've seen her on Wildin' Out. Angel Reese won't sit her fucking ass down. Okay, she should probably have somebody in place to let her know. See, whoever she got is telling her to go pop up everywhere. That's not what Caitlin Clark people were saying, not to make it a racial
thing. They're not saying that at all.
Not to make it a race thing.
Angel Reese is no stranger to the spotlight, but lately, it's her off-court choices grabbing headlines more than her game. While she's undeniably a strong presence in the WNBA, some critics believe her public persona is starting to overshadow her basketball career. From bold statements to viral moments, Reese's actions have sparked a wave of divided opinions across fans and analysts. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark has quietly and confidently emerged as the face of women's basketball. Our high-energy style of play is part of it, sure, but it's the way she handles fame and pressure outside the arena that's won her even more respect. Clark remains composed, humble, and gracious under a microscope, making her a role model for younger athletes and fans alike. This sharp contrast between Reese and Clark offers a glimpse into how the public reacts to athletes, not just for how they play, but for how they carry themselves. The narrative surrounding both women reflects broader dynamics about media framing, personal branding, and how young stars are perceived in today's digital world. Angel Reese's rise to fame skyrocketed after leading LSU to a national title in her junior year, a moment that turned her into a household name. But in women's sports, one championship rarely guarantees long-term stardom. So how these players navigate the tension beyond the court may be just as defining as their stats. During the NCAA championship game, Angel Reese wasn't just playing, she was making a statement. Despite going up against college basketball's biggest name, Caitlin Clark of Iowa, it was Reese's confident taunts in the final moments that stole the spotlight. Bold energy followed her into the WNBA, where she's continued to turn heads not just with her play, but with her presence. Now under brighter lights and surrounded by even more cameras, Angel Reese is navigating a level of fame that would overwhelm most 22-year-olds. But she's not just handling it, she's thriving in it. Reese has become a digital force, with over 4 million followers on Instagram and an even larger following on TikTok. She's constantly trending and always in the conversation. Whether it's a viral post, a bold statement, or a courtside moment, Angel knows how to keep the spotlight on her, and brands have noticed. Reese has landed major endorsement deals with powerhouses like Reebok, Amazon, Airbnb, PlayStation, Tampax, and even Sports Illustrated swimsuit. She's not just building a career, she's building an empire. But Angel isn't afraid to use her platform for more than just product placements. She speaks out often and unapologetically about issues like gender and racial inequality, mental health, and athlete pay. These topics stir heated debates online, and Reese doesn't back down from them. In fact, she often leads the charge, whether you see her as a fearless voice or a polarizing figure. One thing is clear, Angel Reese knows exactly how to stay relevant. In the modern sports world, one of the biggest ways Angel Reese keeps the conversation going, her own podcast, Unapologetically Angel. As the title suggests, this platform is her space to speak her truth, unfiltered and unbothered by the backlash, even while sidelined with an injury. Reese has used the podcast to stay in the spotlight. It's become more than just a microphone, it's her megaphone. She dives into hot topics, shares personal thoughts, and addresses controversy head-on. Right of the gate, the first episode made waves. Angel didn't hold back when discussing her ongoing rivalry with Caitlin Clark. She openly criticized some of Clark's fan base, especially those stretching from Iowa to Indiana, calling them disrespectful and even racist. That kind of honesty, while divisive, has kept her name front and center. Love her or not, Angel Reese knows exactly how to stir the conversation and keep her brand alive even when she's not on the court.
So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her, and I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that.
Angel Reese has also faced backlash for some of her recent media moves, especially an episode of her podcast featuring guest Kayla Nicole. During the show, Nicole opened up about her past relationship with NFL star Travis Kelce, who's now famously dating Taylor Swift. At one point, Reese even told Nicole, "I loved you two together." That single comment sparked a storm of online criticism. Why? Because Taylor Swift has one of the most powerful and loyal fan bases on the internet, and upsetting Swifties is like stepping into a digital hornet's nest. For Reese, the fallout was swift and loud. But here's the thing, the attention might be intentional. Controversy fuels conversation, and Angel Reese knows that well. In today's media landscape, even negative press can be valuable. The name of her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, says it all. She's leaning into the chaos, knowing full well that headlines and heated takes keep her name trending. This strategy isn't new. Many content creators and public figures thrive on polarizing moments to stay relevant. Negative engagement, after all, still counts as engagement, and in the world of social media, attention is everything beyond the digital world. Reese has been making waves in person too. She's shown up at high-profile events across the country, most notably appearing on MTV's Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon. That cameo, among others, fueled a larger discussion about how much time Reese spends off the court. Even rapper Joe Budden weighed in during episode 766 of the Joe Budden podcast, questioning the balance between her public appearances and her basketball focus, whether you call it savvy branding or risky PR. Angel Reese is clearly playing the fame game her way, and people are watching.
Wait, you was talking about WNBA earlier. Did y'all see Angel Reese on Wildin' Out?
I've seen Angel Reese wilding out. I don't know if I've seen her on wilding out. Angel Reese won't sit her fucking ass down.
Angel Reese's constant presence in the spotlight has sparked both admiration and criticism. She's been seen at a wide range of public events, and her visibility alone keeps her trending. But one appearance in particular on MTV's Wild 'N Out drew attention not just for the cameo, but for her outfit, which some critics labeled as too revealing or inappropriate. This has become a recurring theme in the public's response to Angel Reese. From the Victoria's Secret fashion show in New York, where her striking dress and bold hairstyle reportedly turned more heads than some of the models, to taking the stage with Usher at a concert in Los Angeles, Reese's fashion choices often spark debate. She even traveled to Paris for the Olympic Games, attending the women's basketball events as a spectator, since she wasn't selected for Team USA. Despite not being on the roster, her appearance still made headlines, once again keeping her name on social media timelines. Through it all, Angel Reese continues to post content and stay active online. But her constant media presence has led some to question whether it's helping or hurting her image. Critics argue she might benefit from a more low-key approach, something her fellow rookie and rising WNBA star Caitlin Clark is known for. In a recent episode of the Joe Budden podcast, the rapper and host even suggested that Reese should consider taking a page from Clark's playbook. And like Reese, Clark tends to keep a lower profile when she's off the court, rarely drawing attention outside of her basketball accomplishments. The contrast in their public personas continues to fuel discussions about fame, branding, and what kind of visibility works best for young athletes in the spotlight.
Okay, she should probably have somebody in place to let her know. See, whoever she got is telling her to go pop up everywhere. That's not what Caitlin Clark people were saying, not to make it a racial
They're not saying that at all.
Not to make it a race thing. It's just, we just on some star rookie shit now. All season, you keep putting yourself in the same box as Caitlin Clark, but it's more than basketball. That's the same, my point with Cole. It's more than rap. It's more than rap. It's more than this. I wish Angel Reese nothing but the best.
Same.
Great season. Great rookie campaign.
The comparisons between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark didn't start in the WNBA. They go all the way back to their college rivalry, and it hit a fever pitch during the 2023 NCAA National Championship game. With the title within reach, Angel Reese made headlines not just for her performance, but for her pointed gestures toward Caitlin Clark. Reese mimicked Clark's famous "You can't see me" celebration, and then confidently pointed to her ring finger, signaling LSU's victory. Before the final buzzer even sounded, that moment quickly went viral, and so did the debate. For many, the rivalry instantly became about more than basketball. It sparked widespread discussions about sportsmanship, personality, and how each player carries herself off the court. Despite the taunting, Caitlin Clark handled the situation with grace in the post-game press conference. When asked directly about Reese's actions, Clark remained respectful, showing class in the face of a tough loss. It was a turning point in how the public perceived both players. One celebrated for her unfiltered confidence, the other praised for her poise under pressure. And from that day on, the Reese vs. Clark narrative was no longer just about talent. It became a reflection of two very different approaches to fame, competition, and leadership.
There's a lot blown up on Twitter about Angel Reese following you around, pointing to her ring finger and taunting you.
Honestly, I have no idea. I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and, be grateful that my team was in that position. That's all you can do is, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and, all the credit in the world to LSU. They were tremendous. They deserve it.
Caitlin Clark has always taken pride in showing respect even in defeat. After that championship loss to LSU, she made it a point to shake hands with every opponent, including those who taunted her. When faced with a question that could have stirred controversy, Clark chose a different route. She stayed positive, focused on the game, and gave credit where it was due. Her composure reflected a quiet toughness, accepting the loss without excuses, blame, or bitterness. Now contrast that with Angel Reese's demeanor at the post-game press conference the following year, when LSU failed to defend their title, sitting beside her teammates.